Hey you guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the best foundations to make your skin look smooth, hydrated, plump, just all around just flawless. If you're like me and have dry skin, you look for a foundation that doesn't accentuate texture, a foundation that doesn't sink into your fine lines, it doesn't crease, it just looks nice and smooth on the skin. And I especially look for that more so in these drier months when it's colder outside. I feel like my skin is tighter, I have more dry patches, so I just want something that's just going to make my skin look fresh and natural looking and not accentuate any texture on my face. So these foundations are some of my favorites. I have a mix of high-end and drugstore, some matte foundations, some dewy foundations, so there's a good mix here. And all these foundations are silicone based. For me, I typically look out for a foundation with silicone. Silicone in foundation, it helps to make the foundation more emollient, more silky, it helps to conceal your pores, it helps to hide texture just because it smooths everything out, and it actually is a nice occlusive ingredient. It's an emollient, it helps keep moisture in, it helps keep everything just nice and silky and smooth. So I actually appreciate silicone in a product. I know there's this huge, almost like anti-silicone movement right now, but I am here to tell you silicone is not bad. Do not be afraid of silicone. There has never been any proven study to show that silicone can be harmful to your skin. I guess people's stance on silicone who don't agree with it or don't use it in their products, they say that it is too occlusive and it can keep the harmful ingredients in your skin. But just try and pay attention to the ingredients in the products you're using. So artificial fragrance can be irritating, even natural fragrances can be irritating, essential oils, fruit oils can be irritating. There's so many other things that can cause breakouts, and actually the main reason that silicone is used, firstly because it's a cheap ingredient. I will say that a lot of brands use it because it's a cheaper filler, but it's widely used because it is so non-irritating and it is known to not cause adverse effects like that. It's even shown in medicine to help with scar healing, so it actually can be good for your skin, so I just don't want you to be scared of it. So I would say just pay attention to the ingredients in your skincare and beauty products. And if you are extremely oily or acne prone, maybe try and look for those water-based foundations. They're very hard to find, but they are out there and they will help your skin breathe a little bit better. I know Born This Way by Too Faced is a water-based foundation, and that's a great full coverage foundation. So they're out there, you can find them, but honestly the majority of foundations are silicone based. But I would love to know your thoughts on this. Are you guys like anti-silicone? What are your thoughts? I would just love to know. I just don't know if the majority of people think the way I do or if more people are steering away from it. So yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts below. But we have a lot of foundations to get through, lots of good ones. Like I said, a lot of these I've been using for a while and they're just some of my favorites, and yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so the first foundation, this is probably one of the newer ones in the bunch. This is the It Cosmetics CC Oil-Free Matte Foundation. This has quickly become one of my favorite foundations. This has so many great like skin nourishing ingredients in here, and it has SPF of 40. This has hyaluronic acid in here. It has niacinamide, which niacinamide is huge right now with anti-aging. There's a lot of studies to show that it actually helps shrink pores and help even out skin tone. I don't know if it's high enough up in the ingredients to actually make an improvement with that. I don't really notice a difference with my skin, but I do feel like it just smooths everything out and my skin just feels good at the end of the day. It just feels like refreshed and hydrated. The instant you put this on, your skin feels, like I said, refreshed, and it has like this cooling sensation as well. It just feels so good going on. It's one of the only matte foundations that I've tried that truly keeps my skin hydrated and moisturized throughout the day. It doesn't accentuate any of my dry patches. It doesn't like sink into my fine lines or anything like that. And it just is a beautiful high coverage foundation. You can definitely build it up. It's a very buildable foundation and it doesn't look makeup-y ever. And yeah, I just love the coverage I get from it. And I just love all the good for your skin ingredients in here. So yeah, this is a great one. If you want to see me compare this to the other two formulas of the CC creams, check out my video. I'll link it down below, but I compare all the different ingredients and everything, but this has a lot of good things in here. So I'm definitely a fan of this. It just gives the most flawless complexion look to your skin. It's just so good. Okay, and a foundation that I've been using for a few years now. I've definitely repurchased this at least twice. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. And this, I truly have never tried a foundation like this in that it is so lightweight. It is truly like water going onto your skin. It has such a lightweight consistency. So you can see how it kind of just like runs down my hand. but it has so much pigment in here. I truly don't know how they make this so lightweight, yet it covers so much. It really does such a good job at evening out your skin tone. It covers my dark spots, and it gives the most like beautiful dewy finish, but not too dewy, just like a natural skin-like finish. I actually think on their website they call this a matte foundation. I definitely don't think this is matte, but it just looks seamless on your skin. It looks like your skin. It's just such a beautiful finish. I like this in the summer too because it's really lightweight and hydrating, but for the winter months when my skin is extra dry, this is just great. It just keeps it plump and refreshed. And there's so many good ingredients in here. It actually has like a peptide blend in here, which helps repair your skin barrier and just keeps your skin like just smooth and plump. So lots of good for your skin ingredients in here. It's just a really great foundation, and yeah, I just love it. It definitely doesn't get enough hype anymore. I feel like people talked about this a while ago, but yeah, I rarely hear people talking about this. Their concealer is also amazing too, the Naked Skin Concealer. That's also just as lightweight. This is almost so thin that it absorbs almost completely into my beauty sponge, but I have to show you guys something. Do I have it in front of me? Here it is. So I just discovered this makeup drop sponge. They sent this to me, but they're not paying me to talk about this at all. But I have been loving this. So the thing about this has like a silicone side to it, and then the other side is like your typical spongy side. So it's great for these thin foundations because you can apply the foundation to the silicone side, press the foundation into your skin, and then blend it in with the sponge. Like, I just feel like this is such a genius invention. Like, this is what I've been wanting from a sponge. The only thing with this, I feel like I wish it was a little bit more soft. It's definitely not as soft as my EcoTools sponge, but I just love this silicone side. I've tried out the silicone droppers before where it's like just a silicone sponge, which is, I think was Makeup Drop's like original product, but I feel like that just makes foundation slide all over my face. I definitely need the spongy side. So to have like both sides, this is just so brilliant. I'll try and link it below. I think it's available on Amazon, but yeah, this is just a really cool product and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then next up, speaking of healthy looking foundations, this is also kind of a newer favorite. I started wearing this in the summer, but this is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. I have the shade, I'll list all the shade names down below, but I have the shade Nude 3, and this is an all-day wear. It also has an SPF of 18, so you still get a little bit of protection with this. Not too much, you should still wear a sunscreen underneath, but I like that it has a little something in here. And with this, I just love the luminous finish of this. If you are a fan of a dewy foundation, oh my gosh, this will like rock your world. This is so good. This does not have, I know a lot of people have said, I rave about the It Cosmetics, the illumination version of the CC cream. That truly has like sparkles in it. This, there's no like shimmer that you can actually identify in here. It just somehow gives the most like radiant look to your skin and just makes it look healthy and natural. And one thing with this, it's not the most longest lasting foundation. It definitely fades throughout the day, but if I'm running out for like quick errands, I love this foundation and it's just easy to apply. I can swipe it on with a brush really easily and it blends in really nicely. It's just a great foundation. I love it. And then next up is another drugstore pick. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I have the shade Nude Ivory here. This is a little on the lighter side for me, but I usually mix it with either another foundation or I like my Bare Minerals Sheer Sun bronzer with this. But this is a gorgeous satin finish foundation and I love the applicator to this. It's not really doe foot, it's more like a spatula. So it makes it so easy just to apply the foundation on your face, and you can pick up as much or as little as you want, and it's just a gorgeous foundation. You can really build it up to high coverage. You can start medium, but it builds up nicely. It doesn't look makeup-y at all or cakey. This has a very strong smell to it. A lot of people complain about that. It almost smells like, I don't know, maybe like old Play-Doh or something, but for $5.99 I can tolerate the smell. It's a really good foundation. I just love the coverage from it. It can look a little streaky. I feel like you really have to work it in, but the result is really worth it. It's just a beautiful satin finish, and yeah, you just can't beat the price with this. This is amazing. I love this. Okay, and next up this is probably one of my favorite holy grail foundations. You can see that I'm already in need of another one of these. This is the Smashbox Studios Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. My favorite part about this foundation is the wear time. This will last me a full 12-hour shift, like no problem. I'm always looking in the mirror at the end of the day, like amazed that my foundation is still on. Usually I feel like by lunch my foundation's off, but this just lasts throughout the day and it keeps my skin hydrated all day. It keeps the high coverage, it keeps that skin-like finish. It's just gorgeous. A little bit goes a long way. It's really easy to build up to full coverage, and I just love that full coverage, flawless effect I get from it. This is a very highly rated foundation on Sephora's website and Ulta's website, so I know this is very popular. This has a lot of hype around it. Again, another foundation that people don't talk about as much anymore, but hopefully they never discontinue this because this is one of my favorites. This is great. This doesn't have any SPF or anything in it, but if you're looking for a long-wearing foundation or something for an event where you want like a high coverage glam look, this is so good. It's just one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I have the shade 2.1. I definitely had to purchase this twice before I found my shade match. The shade range is pretty good with this, which is why I feel like it took me so long to find a shade that matches me because there's so many choices. But yeah, once you find your correct shade, it just blends in your skin so nicely, and I just love the shade match I get with this particular one, this 2.1. So yeah, this is a great foundation. It's more of a, I think they say it's a matte foundation on the website, but I would argue more of like a satin finish. It's almost more of like a natural finish. So yeah, this is a great, I love this foundation. And it's pretty reasonable. I want to say it's $36 to $38. So for a prestige foundation, I feel like the price is pretty good. Okay, and then on to another drugstore foundation. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is also newer to my collection. I like picked this up in my Ulta haul. You'll see me haul this, I guess you would say. But this foundation quickly became a favorite because it's super easy to throw on for every day. Again, like the Wet n Wild, it also has, well, this is more of like a spongy doe foot applicator, and the doe foot is like huge. So it makes it really easy to swipe on. I will say with this, the only downfall, I feel like I can't pick up enough product with this. So I find that I have to dip this in and out of the bottle a ton. But once you can like build it up, you really get a beautiful finish with this. Again, I feel like I'm saying this a lot in this video, but you get like a skin-like finish. It just makes your skin look bright and healthy. It actually says there's a brightening complex in here. I'm not sure what that means. I don't notice any like radiance or anything, but it really does just make your skin look bright and refreshed. This has SPF of 20, so you are getting a little bit of sun protection from this. And I would say it's probably a medium foundation. My sunspots definitely poke through with this, but it's still enough to like even out my skin tone and just to make me feel like put together. So I just love how like quick and effortless this foundation is. And it's really a hydrating foundation. There's a lot of good for your skin ingredients in here. There's vitamins in here. It has vitamin C, vitamin E. So just like skin nourishing, hydrating ingredients. And it also has hyaluronic acid to keep your skin plump and hydrated. So it's a really great drugstore foundation. I highly recommend it. Definitely one of my favorites. Love this. Last but not least, this is like my new holy grail. I feel like I said holy grail like 3 times in this video, but this is truly one of my new favorites. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. This has SPF of 15 in it. It has vitamin C in here. Another one that has a lot of good for your skin ingredients in here. There's no fragrance or anything. I love the consistency of it. It's not too thin, not too thick. It feels good going on. This just truly becomes one with your skin when you blend it in. It just like melts in your skin without sinking into lines or pores. It looks beautiful and seamless. It looks like your skin. It's very natural looking. I think this is another one that they say this is a matte foundation, but it's definitely more on the natural side or satin side. It just looks so gorgeous, and it just makes your skin look like nice and plump. It's just dewy enough, not too dewy, and I just love the finish I get from this. You can definitely build it up to full coverage, but this foundation will never look cakey, never sink in the lines. This doesn't last that long. The lasting power isn't that great. I would still go with my Smashbox foundation for lasting power over this one, but it just makes your skin look so healthy and flawless. It's great when your skin is feeling dry and dehydrated because it also has hyaluronic acid in here, so it's going to help to retain moisture and keep your skin plump all day, and it's just a gorgeous foundation. I highly recommend this. I feel like people with more mature skin would love this, even younger skin. It's just a beautiful universal foundation. It just is so good. It's like my new favorite for sure. I love it. I love like the Luxe bottle. I think it's so pretty. I know the bottle's a little deceiving. It doesn't look like it has a pump, but it does have a pump, so I love that aspect. And you get a full 1 ounce in here. I think it's in the $40 range, so on the pricier side, but not too bad for a prestige foundation. And yeah, just one of my favorites. I am loving all things Charlotte Tilbury right now. I cannot get enough of her. But yeah, this is definitely my new favorite. I'm really glad I picked this up. So that concludes my picks for all my smoothing flawless foundations. These are great for the winter time, great for if you have dry skin. Leave your comments down below if you guys have tried any of these. Let us know your skin type as well. I think that would help out other people. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.